I mean, some of your American favorites who are working very hard on stage. And I'm like, if you're so billions, why do you have to go through all this? Yes, you could love it. Yes, Pippa could love writing about the chickpeas, but must you? Like, why wouldn't you write a novel or a movie? Why would you write for a grocery store chain? Anyway, I'm sure it's great. I'll have to Google her writings. Anyway, or Carol's occasional media interviews incorporating friendly coverage of party pieces along with sweet anecdotes about her royal grandchildren. And they have the nerve to attack Meghan Markle for her old blog, The Tig. Where does the shilling stop? Well, I know where it stops. Party pieces is no more. The whiff of sordid dealings, or at the very least, incompetent management, casts a shadow over the image of the Middletons as the wholesome, well-adjusted contrast to the dysfunctional Windsors. Well, at least the Windsors can pay their bills. This sounds like insolvency, and it sounds like it's been going on for a minute. And who is this fictional person that the mom stepped back to let manage the business? It's no coincidence that anytime we hear from sources about Kate's family, it's about how stable, close-knit, warm, and down-to-earth they are. Well, that's not all we're hearing in the States. We're hearing about yachts and social climbing and plastic surgery and people taking their tops off in front of other people's husbands, allegedly. Their substantial wealth built through Party Piece's success and not titled inheritance. Yeah, because they're not titled. They're commoners. Is often glossed over, even though it's the means by which Kate came to be in the same moneyed sphere as her future husband. If theirs is a fairy tale, capitalism is the fairy godmother. Well, yeah, but was this, what are the financial arrangements of going to school with William? I would love to know. This, because of course we know, what is his name? Weisselberg went to prison for Donald Trump because he was doing all this work and Donald Trump was paying his kids private school tuitions that were like 30,000 US and up, right? To get their kids into the right social class mix in New York City, Manhattan, right? Is this the same kind of thing? Like, oh, we can go into this business, we can go into debt, we can put our children in the right places so that they can hobnob and marry up. Those are the accusations I'm hearing. Personally, I think Kate is cool. I like her hair. I like her outfits. She looks very respectable, right? Athletic in school. She got her man, all of that. I think that a lot of people take pot shots when I'm sure it's very difficult and I'm sure you have to be with your children every single minute. And certain people are creeping around those castles. Anyway, back to the article. As time has gone on. Oh, wait a minute. Their substantial wealth. Okay, this of course is strategic. Kate's humble beginnings, her mother being born in government housing, y'all. The middle class family coming into so-called new money were once held against her in certain quarters. Yes. As time has gone on, however, Kate's relatively normal background has become a central part of her public persona, her superpower in a family and an institution increasingly dogged by resentment of their immense unearned privilege. So, much like the States, the first affirmative action was actually for a white woman, right? Not the right class, not the right background, struggling financially, born on an estate. Party pieces, the family business built from the ground up, was the heartwarming core of that narrative, an aspirational success story, right? Is it a true story, or is it the kind of story that Shira 7 says that you should tell to secure marriage and the bag? A fairy tale that may not have been true. Financially, anyway. An aspirational success story that set Kate apart from all those Windsors living off their inherited millions. And I guess trying to say she was better than the other women that apparently rejected William's proposal, if the streets are to be believed. Sure, she went to one of the most expensive private schools in the country, but did you hear her mom was a girl boss? The Middletons crucially have been cast as a kind of moral center for William, Kate, and the kids. I never really see them, though. Are they really in the mix? I've not really seen them on the balcony. Maybe people weren't pointing them out. Their comfortable, unpretentious home, is that what we call it? A safe haven from the cut and thrust of palace life. What a phrase. For that cozy decency to be revealed as a facade masking sketchy dealings would be nothing short of disastrous. And maybe that puts a finer point on the treatment of Meghan, right? To make Meghan seem like she's from Compton and is so ghetto, so gully, so hood, because this is the UK version of poor. Particularly when Kate's struggling with her own reputational fallout from Prince Harry's memoir, Spare, which painted her as a mean girl with a petty streak. Well, I mean, she's probably giving as good as she gets. I'm sure them people, they weren't nice to Princess Diana. I don't know if they're nice to each other. There's all these stories about how Camilla Parker Bowles stole the Parker Bowles dude from Charles's sister. I don't understand it all, but here I go. Let's see. Which brings us to how Kate is dealing with all of this. Officially, there's no comment from the Princess of Wales via the palace, and it's not likely there will be. Unofficially, however, she doesn't appear to be publicly distancing herself from her family, despite the fact that some creditors, like the helium supplier, seem to be suggesting that her royal status helped the Middletons get their business into so much debt in the first place. Robbing Peter to pay Paul. In fact, Carol and Pippa were glimpsed among the guests at the Jordanian royal wedding William and Kate attended last week, presumably invited because of the Middleton family's connection to the country where they lived for a few years when Kate was a child. What's Papa Middleton's job? Is he in, what is it, MI5, MI6? What? For once, though, it does seem like Kate Middleton's family connections aren't exactly a cause for celebration. Yeah, why doesn't King Charles just step up and pay all this off? That seems surprising.